What's going on, you guys? Fat Kid Productions here. And for today's vlog, my 7th vlog as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys this story about how I quit McDonald's with style. Okay, so let's get right into this. It was about half a year ago, actually. December 2016. Yeah, December 2016. And so what happened was back in November of 2016, right after my 17th birthday, I went and I got myself a job at McDonald's. And, well, my first day there, I met my coworker. His name was Mel. Like, I'm not sure if Mel stood for something or if his name was just Mel. Anyway, so this guy, I thought he was pretty cool when I met him, but later, while I was working at McDonald's, he turned out to be a pretty big douchebag. And here's how. My first day there, I show up, he's showing me how to do some stuff, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm Mel. I'm like, all right, sweet, I'm Brendan. I meet him, shake his hand, and my boss, her name was Shelly. Shelly was pretty cool, but also she was a bitch for what she did. Anyway, so let's move on from that. Let's get to the story before I get to anything about Shelly. Anyway, so so my first day goes by. You see, I only worked like 3 days a week, and that was Monday, Friday, and Saturday. Anyway, so I go in my second day on Friday, and okay, keep in mind I was like a junior in high school when this all was going down, and I was just switching schools. Okay, so I go in and I work, and the second I go in and clock in, Mel says, hey, if you're late again, I'm going to kick your ass. And so I'm like, okay. Anyway, so that day goes by, Saturday comes by, and every day after that, he's just been making up all these threats about how he's going to beat me up or something else. And then one day, Christmas break came. For my school, and so I go and talk to my boss, Shelly. I was like, hey, listen, Shelly, I'm gonna take a few days off so I can go up north and see my dad and stuff for Christmas. And she's just like, okay, sure, I don't mind that at all. Anyway, so I go up north. I'm up there about a week. Now, keep in mind, I'm promised these days off for a week. So weekend ends. I come back home for Christmas. And I was like, all right, we're going to go to work. And so I actually missed an extra day. I forgot to add that in. I did miss an extra day that I wasn't given. So I called in and was like, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I'll be in there tomorrow. And I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, so I go in the Monday after that. We're getting ready to go back to school. And I come in uniform, clock in. I'm sitting there doing my job, flipping burgers, cooking chicken nuggets, fries. And then all of a sudden, Shelly comes up to me. And she's like, hey, Brendan, can I see you in my office for a minute? I was like, yeah, sure. Let me just get done with these burgers. And so I go on in, and there's this bald guy sitting there, and my boss. And so I go and I sit down, and they're just like, hey, listen, the owner wants to talk to you. I'm like, oh, so this bald guy's the owner of the McDonald's. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll listen. And he just goes on this shit saying, we should terminate you, but we're not gonna. And I was like, you shouldn't even be threatening to terminate me. Anyway, so that ends, and that just ruined my day, because here's the rule, simple. If you're late for work, call in. Or if you're gonna miss a day, call in. I did exactly that, and they threatened to fire me. Yeah, they weren't really too happy. I went to see my dad for Christmas. Anyway, so I'm just like, okay, fine, I'll continue with my day and come back in Friday. Anyway, so I'll go back out there doing my job, flipping burgers and such. And then all of a sudden, 9 p.m. rolls around, and I get done flipping burgers, so we're on break. I'm just like, okay, we're on break. I'm just sitting there. And Mel is just like, he leans over, he's like, Brendan, I'm going to kick your ass if you're late again. And the threats kept going. So I'm like, so when are you going to do it, huh? And, I wasn't trying to be a badass when I said that, but I just got sick of the threats. So I was like, when are you going to do it, Mel? When? And he just looks at me and goes, like I want to be tough guy. And so then, so a couple more hours actually go by while I'm still flipping burgers, cooking chicken nuggets and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm back helping him move boxes, Mel. And he's like, oh my God. Like a teenager who didn't get their way, or a teenager who's just bored. Anyway, so, hey, I'm a teenager. I can give you an account for that. Anyway, so then I was like, what's the matter, dude? And he looks at me, and he's laughing and shaking his head. He's like, I'm going to knock you the fuck out, Brendan. And I'm just like, so I've had enough at this point. So I cornered his ass, and I'm just like, do it. And so he's just sitting there laughing at me, like he thinks he's tough or something. And I'm just like, are you going to do it or not? And so he just sits there with hands in his pockets, not doing nothing. And I was like, fine, you have every opportunity. But the second you try to swing on me while I'm not looking, I'm going to beat you down. Anyway, so I'll go back to work, doing my usual, flipping burgers, cooking nuggets, cooking fries. And Shelly comes up to me. She's like, hey, I had with you and Mel in the box room, the freezer. And I was like, oh, well, Mel's been making threats at me since I got here. And here's her excuse for that. Okay, get ready to laugh. Here's your excuse, her excuse for that. She's like, well, you see, he's been here longer than you. And I was like, so that gives him the right to threaten my life? And she's just like, yeah. And I was like, okay, either this lady's parents are brother and sister, or she's on some kind of drug. And so she says, I'm going to have to fire you if this happens again. So I took my name tag off, threw it right in her face, and I'm just like, I'm out. I just walked right out of there. My buddy was waiting to pick me up because that was kind of my ride to work. And so I get in this car. I was like, let's get the hell out of here. Well, I mean, the reason I got out of there so fast is because they were probably calling the cops because I threw my name tag at her face. But no, the cops never showed up to my house or anything, and I don't have warrants out for my arrest, so upside there. Well, I got... also, before I end today's vlog, I just want to say, the reason I'm uploading early today, now you all know I usually upload it around maybe 3:15, but today I'm going to do it early just to get out of the way, because I'm going to be busy today. Well, guess that's it for today. Comment, rate, subscribe. Peace.